first game.
Yeah.
He provides such a mobile threat down that wing, and I
Oh,
guess he will link a lot with our friend we're just talking about. Um, they'll be quite lethal on that side together. But yeah, Saka's been injured.
all
But yeah,
right.
they've got some great players. They've got a great team, and as I say,
They
that's why
have.
it's hard. It's hard to see them once again outside of the top two, three, four, even the top. It may be Arsenal's season this year. It's going to
Yeah,
come sooner or later.
it may be, but I think we might have a dark horse in the race. Um, Crystal Palace. They haven't lost a game. No, no, no. I know. I
I,
know.
I was going to say that jokingly, but
No, no, no,
no, we haven't
because
we haven't lost.
they
Yeah,
have not lost a single game. They've,
no,
this season, whether be in the Carabou Cup,
yeah.
Premier League, they've not lost a single game. So, that is a good, really good track record. And I think we're ignoring it, but they are moving, point by point. They are
Nothing,
they
yeah,
are moving. Yeah,
nothing is impossible. And in fact, that unbeaten run goes back to April the 14th, and they lost that day. But okay, there's been a close season, but that still wasn't the end of the season. There were a few games to go last
yeah,
season, and of course, the last game was against Liverpool last season, which we drew. So it's a long unbeaten run. I mean, to be fair, I think Palace haven't played badly this season. They played very well at Villa to win 3-0. On Saturday against Sunderland, I thought Sunderland were a really good side. I mean, we tend to think of teams that come up, and Sunderland haven't been up for a while,
no,
that they kind of initially looked like they got an inferiority complex. They were against the big boys in the Premier League now. But I think in more recent seasons, that's not been the case, perhaps because sometimes the teams that have gone down have come up again and vice versa. But
yeah,
Sunderland haven't been up for a while, quite a long while. And they just had nothing about them. All they wanted to do was attack and they were very good. They were quick, surprisingly so for a team. They didn't even get automatic promotion. They did it in the playoffs against Sheffield United. But they're a good side. And of course, they beat the first game. I think they beat West Ham, didn't they?
yeah, they did.
Which upset a lot of the West Ham supporters, thinking, a team that's just come up. So I can see them doing well. But the reason I mention that is the last Saturday's game at Palace. It was 0-0, and so again we weren't defeated, and we had a 0-0 at Chelsea or at Chelsea on the first game of the season as well. But Saturday it was okay, but I'm not being a harsh critic of my own team by saying it was a bit of a disappointing game. I was impressed with Sunderland, and there's no question that we have a good defence. We talked about Marc Guehi. We've got also Chris Richards
Mm.
and Max Lacroix, the three across the middle at the back, and then Daniel Munoz and Mitchell on the left, Munoz on the right. The defence is very, very good, which is where, and of course, the goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, is very much in the England camp. Last night they played the number two. He was very good as well because it was the Carabao Cup. But that defence is rock solid, really. Midfield, we've lost Walton on injury, which doesn't help because he's
No,
so good. But we'll probably lose him at the end of the season as well because he is, and he's being watched as well. And of course, we've lost Eze. Now, the Pino who took Eze's place, he's a small chap, very he's a little guy, but he's very energetic. He tries everything, but he's not an instant replacement. Although
no.
he's playing. Although
No.
he's playing in that position for Eze. So yeah, Palace. What I'm trying to say is some of the results, and I'm not knocking them. I'm a Palace fan. It's a great time to be a Palace fan. We won the FA Cup. We won the Community Shield. We got a great manager and a good team. I just say that some of the performances, like the draws lately, they may have masked, they may have hidden are not great displays. So I won't say we're lucky to draw, far from it, but I don't think we seem to have the punch up front at the moment. Good though, people like JP Matessa, he's an excellent number 9, and so on. But of course, another one is out injured, Sarr, who's a very good sort of winger. So we're short of people like some other teams. But yeah, it's great to have this long unbeaten run.
Yeah.
And in fact, on Saturday we go to West Ham. That's going to be quite an interesting one. But it's going to end sooner or later. And I just like to think we I don't know, we need something more up front. Maybe the link from midfield when Walton comes back. But something seems to be a little bit missing. So they're not great displays, but you can't argue with a team that isn't losing. You know, if you can't win, don't lose. And that's not a bad philosophy for a team to have.
Yeah. Yeah, so I quite agree with you about the attack not having that bite. I think that bite is a little bit loose. You know, you need to find something. There's something not obviously Eze leaving didn't help the matter, does it? So yeah, but I agree with you. But I'm envious of Palace. You know, I'm thinking. This team, this team is going places.
You never know. You never know, do you?
You never know. They might have a top 5 finish. You never know. But the way that they've started is quite a big contrast to how they started last season.
Very much so. Yeah.
Last season with a lot of loss. But this season they've started fantastic. I hope they keep up with the unless when they meet Manchester United we can break that streak, obviously. But
no, but I think also the other thing to bear in mind is that I hate to use this word, but it's probably true that Palace, like some others in the Premier League, are essentially a feeder club. And I don't like that word because of its connotations of you produce or you find good players and then you sell them, because in a way you don't have too much choice. Now, I like to think you should have a choice as a club that, you know, if you're ambitious, you want to get up to that next level of finishing in the top 6 or 7, whatever.